Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Alicia Armendariz, and today I'm going to be doing the second video in my series of neighborhoods near military bases. So today I'm going to be focused on the neighborhoods near Peterson Air Force Base and Schriever Air Force Base. And I thought to do this together just because they don't really need two separate videos. The bases themselves are about a 20-minute drive apart. They are both located on the east side of Colorado Springs and are surrounded by the same neighborhoods. I'm going to start off with Cimarron Hills. We're also going to talk about the new communities of Lorson Ranch, Banning Lewis Ranch, and then Falcon, and then also Security Widefield and Fountain. And I did mention Security Widefield and Fountain in my previous video. Like I said, there's going to be a lot of overlap just because this town does have so many military bases that, you know, if you're close to one base, you're probably close to another. So if you haven't though, please hit that subscribe button. It helps my channel out and helps people just like you find information just like this. So without further ado, let's get into it. So to begin, I am going to start with Cimarron Hills. I feel like that neighborhood is kind of one of my favorite neighborhoods personally. I'm not a fan of the east side of town to begin with, but out of the east side neighborhoods, I do like Cimarron Hills. I feel like that probably actually is going to be the closest neighborhood to Peterson Air Force Base and Schriever Air Force Base. You're going to have Highway 24, which kind of borders the neighborhood, and also some of those base entrances. So we're going to look at neighborhoods that right now are going to be off of Highway 24 going east, Powers Boulevard that runs south and north, and then also the neighborhood Cimarron Hills kind of cuts off at Constitution. So you have this kind of box, and Peterson is directly south of Cimarron Hills. So quick access for this neighborhood. And what I like about Cimarron Hills is there's just a lot of variety. It has a little bit older homes because for the longest time, nothing was out east of Powers. Powers itself was a newer road. It's only, I don't even know, 20 years? I don't know exactly, but just for the longest time, I mean, if you lived past Powers, the inside joke around natives was like, oh, you lived in West Kansas. So all these neighborhoods, including Cimarron Hills, they're going to have a lot of older homes that were kind of just sprawled out in the past and now have had a lot of new build and new development and new shopping centers built around them. So that's what I do like here. I am in Cimarron Hills. This is what's in the background. It's a little smoky, but we do have views of the mountains. It does have a lot of single family homes that are being built and then also townhomes. I do like that this is still, before you get too far out east, you still have a quick shot down Constitution or any of the other smaller main drags to Powers. And off of Powers, you're just gonna find everything. Shopping, gyms, restaurants, King Soopers, Safeways. I mean, everything up and down Powers Boulevard is just newer in the last couple of years and purposely meant for that like one-stop shop. So good thing about this neighborhood is quick shot down Constitution, or like I said, one of those other little side streets. You're going to hit Powers and everything that it has to offer. Or you're going to go east one road, probably like quarter mile, then you're going to hit Mark Sheffield. And Mark Sheffield is not what I consider one of Colorado Springs' main drags, but if you do live on the east side of town or you need to commute to one of those east side bases, you are going to use Mark Sheffield quite a bit. It does run south and north, almost I don't want to say the whole length of the city, but definitely from the length of Peterson and Schriever Air Force Base up to Black Forest, which is a very far north community that we have here in Colorado Springs. So here in Cimarron Hills, you are going to have those older homes, like I said, ranch style bungalows from the 50s, 60s. They're going to be a little bit smaller, but I feel overall the community is still very clean. You are going to have a lot of military families here and just kind of a little bit of older civilians living in the area, and just also people that don't want to be in the hustle and bustle of the city life. So depending on what you're looking for and what you want out of Cimarron Hills, you can still have that neighborhood feel with the, you know, finished sidewalks and mature trees and landscaping and what have you, versus the new builds. We are out here right now, and I don't know if you can tell, I'm gonna pick this up, but I mean, you have completed homes next to uncompleted homes, and they are beautiful, but at the same time, if you are living here already in a completed home, whether you decided to build it yourself or decided to purchase it afterwards, after it was completed being finished, we do have a lot of construction going on, and sometimes that noise, that can get to people. People don't want to live next to construction, they don't want to live next to the dirt, they don't want to live next to the machinery. So there's a pro and con to Cimarron Hills. And then down the street this way is actually going to be some new construction of the townhomes, that main drag Constitution that goes west to east that you can shoot on. Like I said, you can take that out even farther east if you need to for any reason, or you can take that to Powers and into town for quick access. One thing I do like about this community though is in the mix of your older homes and newer homes, they do have a 9-hole 3-par golf course, and I've actually played there. It's pretty cute. Cherokee Ridge is where you can kind of just go to be alone. A lot of beginners play out there. A lot of elderly, retired people play out there. So I do like that. The golf course, they do have Cherokee Ridge Park, open space, has a playground, has an off-dog leash park, has a couple of baseball fields. That's actually just kind of across the way. So I do like this area. You have those mountain views, you have new homes, you have older homes. If you wanted to. So here I am at that Eastridge Park that I was talking about within Cimarron Hills, and behind me is the dog park and some open space. This way, like I said, you have those ball fields and playground in the back. So a decent sized little park for this neighborhood. It's right off of Constitution, about a quarter mile down from Powers. Across the street, that main drag right there, that is Constitution. So if you were to take this road west, you're actually going to hit the kind of the older homes of Cimarron Hills. The more, like I said, mature trees, probably homes that are from the 50s and 60s, ranch style, 2-story homes. And then east down Constitution, that way you're gonna hit Mark Sheffield and that little new shopping center there with the King Soopers, the Starbucks. I think there's an auto store there. So cute little field. And then even across the street you can kind of gauge there are some apartments, and even those are a little bit older. So this community, like I said, it just has a really good variety no matter what you're looking for, and everything is very affordable. Many of the older homes in Cimarron Hills are between 1,000 to 3,000 square feet, and they can range in price between $200,000 to $450,000. On average, they are 3-bed, 2-bath, and don't have any homeowners association fees. The newer homes in the Cimarron Hills community can range in price between $450,000 to the low $600,000s, and on average are about 3,500 square feet to 5,000 square feet. Students that live in the Cimarron Hills neighborhood will attend Falcon School District 49. You'll see Evans Elementary School, Horizon Middle School, and Sand Creek High School. And then here I am at the shopping center right off of Constitution and Mark Sheffield. Like I said, this is kind of the closest thing to Cimarron Hills. That's going to be this way across the street. There's like all the new construction, there's the existing homes. It's kind of hard to tell in this video. There's the view of the mountains south down Mark Sheffield. You will hit also not only Peterson Air Force Base and Schriever Air Force Base, but the Colorado Springs Airport. I don't know if you could tell in earlier clips, we had several planes flying over. The Colorado Springs Airport is much smaller than DIA, but does still service all the big commercial airlines: Delta, United, Southwest, American. So, but as you can tell, it's pretty flat out here. But we do have a need for expansion, so they are building, and they are building very quickly. So even if you're not needing to be on base, you don't work on base, you have no military association, Cimarron Hills is still a really good community. Like I said, you're close to shopping to the east, shopping to the west, older homes, newer homes, a variety in this neighborhood that it offers. So let's get out of here and head to our next neighborhood. I am taking off from Mark Sheffield, driving down Constitution towards Powers. I'm going to be passing Cimarron Hills neighborhood, the older version and the newer version with all the new construction, and as you will be able to tell, that as soon as we come up over the hill, you will see the mountain range, you'll see Powers, and you'll see all that beautiful tree coverage that I love. So here I am at the corner of Dublin and Powers. If you shoot up Powers, you're going to take the Dublin exit and head into our next community, which is Banning Lewis Ranch. You're going to turn right, which would be going east. And I just wanted to show you real quick, this is great views of the mountains, even at this intersection. We have a ton of shopping, like I mentioned, just a ton of shopping all up and down Powers. You're gonna find everything that you need. Gas stations, a variety of stores, restaurants, retail, but you head this way down into Dublin and you will be entering Banning Lewis Ranch, so let's go check it out. So here I am at Banning Lewis Ranch. This actually used to be 30,000 acres of cattle ranch. In the last few years, it has been developed and is now just acres upon acres of new builds between the price range of probably 250 to lower 600,000, depending on what model you choose to build or if you already buy a pre-existing home. This community has been really well done. They spared no expense with their landscaping, with their amenities. They do have a water park. Vista Water Park is right behind me. That is open from Memorial Weekend to Labor Day weekend. They also have their main clubhouse, which is open to residents 24/7. You just need to bring your key access. But you also have just a lot of open space, a little bit larger lots because we are way out here, out east. This community does sit east of Powers Boulevard and also Mark Sheffield. This community is probably one of the farther north communities if you are trying to get to Peterson Air Force Base or Schriever Air Force Base, or just even downtown Colorado Springs or the southwest side of town where the Cheyenne Mountain Zoo is and what have you. We are probably about 15 to 20 minutes to Peterson and Schriever Air Force Base, depending on traffic. So one of the great things about this community, though, it does have 3 different builders, and so you can, like I said, have a variety of floor plans and fixtures and finishes. And also they have a 55 plus community. So if you're looking for something like that, a lot of those floor plans are going to be ranch style and low maintenance living, which I think is really awesome for some of our 55 plus and active people. Banning Lewis is in school district D49, and they have grades kindergarten through 12th grade right here in the community. Everybody could walk to it. It is walking distance, along with all the other amenities. There's Vista Park in the background, the water park, the main clubhouse. And also, this community is really good about trying to keep everyone together. They have a lot of summer music concert events that are weekly. They have a community pig roast that is coming up at the end of the month here. They just have a lot of things that they try and get together with the community. They try and have everyone know everyone, which could be a bad or a good thing depending on how you look at it. Homes in the Banning Lewis Ranch are going to range in price between $250,000 to $500,000. It just depends on if you choose to build yourself and what finishes and fixtures you plan to put in, or if you plan to buy an existing property already. The Retreat is the community for the 55 plus active seniors, and it's going to have the ranch style homes for low maintenance. The 2 other builders are going to have homes that range between $300,000 to $500,000. So if you were leaving Banning Lewis Ranch or even Cimarron Hills and you are headed south on Mark Sheffield towards just the south end of town, or Peterson and Schriever Air Force Base, this is what it looks like. It's very flat. It's very hot and dry, and most of this area is cattle ranch. There is one of the entrances to Peterson Air Force Base right there, and then also we're coming up on the Colorado Springs Airport. So not much to see sightseeing wise, but you can kind of tell it is a straight shot. If you are in one of those neighborhoods and you don't want to take Powers south, I recommend Mark Sheffield. Less scenic, but less road traveled also, so you can probably get to your destination a lot quicker. Another thing to note, you will see a lot of antelope out here. We have a ton of antelope. There are a few communities and neighborhoods that are called Antelope Ridge, Antelope Creek, what have you. And then there's the airport. So not so much in Banning Lewis will you hear the planes flying over, but definitely in Cimarron Hills you're going to hear the planes taking off and landing. So here I am in a Lorson Ranch. This community is south of Highway 24. It's south of Peterson Air Force Base, south of Schriever Air Force Base. It's south of Colorado Springs Airport. You are very southeast out here, and as you can tell, the community pretty much, in my opinion, is just homes. You don't have any shopping center nearby. I mean, the closest thing that you have nearby is probably the airport and the Air Force bases, Peterson and Schriever, but for the most part, it's just homes. These are all new builds. When you come into the community, you're going to turn off of Mark Sheffield and Fontaine. Once you come into Fontaine and you just head east, you're just literally going to be hitting different, left, right turns into each of the little suburbs. There are 3 to 4 different builders out here, so they are going to vary from the homes and the floor plans that you see within Cimarron Hills, and then definitely Banning Lewis Ranch. I will say there is one common builder, and that is Classic Homes. They're big here in Colorado Springs just in general, so you're going to see their models and their floor plans throughout, but they are going to vary. Even though you're still going to see Classic Homes here in Lorson Ranch, you're going to also see different floor plans and models at different price points in Cimarron Hills, and then also Banning Lewis Ranch up north. So these homes, though, I will say when you come into the entrance, probably going to be a little bit lower in price point. They are still new builds, but not as new as you go east into the community. This community does have a school. It's right down the road, actually right here. I actually just saw a bunch of kids walking on this trail, walking home. But I will say from out here this far east, you do have great views of the mountains, the full range of Pikes Peak, Cheyenne Mountain, and then the Spanish Peaks down south.
Homes in Lorson Ranch are award-winning in design and energy efficiency. They usually come with a front and backyard landscaping as well as a 10-year warranty. Homeowners can look forward to beautiful hardwood floors, vaulted ceilings, granite countertops, custom wood cabinets, and stunning crown molding details throughout the home. These floor plans offer a spacious and perfect room for growing families. Most of these homes have around 4 bedrooms and 4 bathrooms. The Lorson homes also range in price between $350,000 to $550,000 and have no HOA association fees. Let's get out of here and head to our next neighborhood, Security Widefield.
So here I am in the neighborhood Security Widefield. So one thing that residents love about this neighborhood is not only do you have large homes and open space, you also have great views of the mountains to the west. A lot of people feel like they're a little bit more in the country out here on this side of the interstate. But I will say overall, Security Widefield is more so a residential neighborhood. There is limited shopping, and that is right off of when you exit off I-25 onto Mesa Ridge Parkway. You have Mesa Ridge Marketplace, which has several restaurants, retail, auto shops, Walgreens, grocery stores. There is a UC Health small hospital, you have animal hospitals, you have your liquor stores, just your overall retail and restaurant area. But pretty much the rest of, once you leave that area, the rest of the neighborhood is residential, and it does expand south down to the next neighborhood we're going to talk about, Fountain. But one of the great things about this neighborhood is that they started development in the early 50s, so you have a variety of homes from the 50s, 60s, 70s, and then a lot of new build now. Now that we have so many people coming to Colorado and moving here, getting stationed here, we have a lot of new build happening. So you definitely get a variety of some of those older bungalow homes that have a lot of character, and then a lot of, you know, very modern, up-to-date, two-story homes here in this neighborhood.
Because the Security Widefield neighborhood has such a range of homes that consist of bungalows and also new builds, you're going to find home prices between $230,000 to $630,000. On average, though, the list price right now in this market has been $416,000. These new build homes typically have 4 bedrooms, 3 bathrooms, and are approximately 2,200 square feet of living. Students who live in the Security Widefield area will most likely attend Widefield District 3.
So here I am at Fountain Creek Park. This is a 460-acre park. There is a pond that is stocked with fish that's open to the public for fishing. They also have a off-leash dog park back here and a great view of the mountains. So if you do live in the neighborhood off base, you are going to have a very close-knit sense of community and a lot of open space, a lot of just family-oriented things to do. Definitely a nice place to take your kids. Still has that sense of safety because you're close to the neighborhoods, again, close to the base. Pretty much just convenient and close to everything. Okay guys, here I am in the final neighborhood on our list. I am here in Fountain. And this is probably one of my favorite neighborhoods. It is up and coming. It's only been around for about the last 15 years, and everyone's very friendly, as you can see. It's been around about the last 15 years, so a lot of the homes that you find here are going to be turnkey ready. It's going to be a lot of new builds, very modern, and very affordable. We are about 6 miles south of Colorado Springs itself, still right next to I-25, and also very close to Powers. A lot of ways that you could get north and a lot of ways that you can get to the base. This neighborhood is also great because we are just about 10 minutes, maybe 10 to 12 minutes away from Peterson Air Force Base. So if you're being stationed at not only Fort Carson, but maybe you have someone stationed or you need to be at Peterson Air Force Base, Fountain community is probably a community you want to look into. It definitely has beautiful views of the mountains. It has a very rural feel here. It's a very small town feel, good sense of community. It's one of the safest neighborhoods. Like I said, it is only about 15 years old.
Since the majority of the homes in Fountain are new builds, you're going to have a range in home prices. Depending on the square footage and types of finishes that you choose to have in your home, prices in the neighborhood can vary between $200,000 to $500,000. Homes in the Cumberland Green subdivision are going to be more around the low $500,000 price point and have on average 4 bedroom, 3 bath, and just under 4,000 square feet. Students who live in the Fountain area will most likely attend Fountain Fort Carson School District number 8.
And even though this is one of the neighborhoods farthest south here in town, it does have some of its perks. We are just minutes away from the Pikes Peak International Raceway, which just always holds a variety of motorsports events, NASCAR, motorcycles, what have you. So very popular. And it is just minutes away from that Fountain Creek Regional Park that I was just at. So you definitely have things to do even though you are far south. Well, there you go, guys. If you guys had any questions over anything that I mentioned today, please feel free to reach out to me. I would love to help you with your real estate needs or just answer any questions that you have here about living in Colorado Springs. And if you haven't already, please hit that subscribe button and that bell to get notified when I make new videos. It really helps out my channel and helps people like you try and find information like this about living in Colorado Springs. So until next time, have a good one.